In 1929, historians in Istanbul made a discovery that would threaten to shatter our understanding of human history forever. They found a map drawn on gazelle skin, dated to the year 1513 and signed by a Turkish admiral named Piri Reis. At first glance, it looked like a standard medieval chart, showing the western coast of Africa and the eastern shores of South America. But when they looked at the bottom of the map, they saw a coastline that wasn't supposed to be discovered for another 300 years. It clearly showed Antarctica, but not the frozen, ice-covered wasteland we know today. It showed Antarctica as a lush, green continent. For decades, mainstream scientists dismissed it as a fantasy, claiming Piri Reis just drew a random landmass to fill the empty space. But in the 1950s, the U.S. Air Force conducted a seismic survey of the Antarctic ice sheet to map the bedrock underneath. They were shocked to find that the coastline, hidden under 2 miles of solid ice, matched the Piri Reis Map with near-perfect accuracy. This implies something impossible. It means someone mapped this continent before the ice covered it, over 6,000 years ago. Who had the technology to map the globe from the air 6 millennia ago? And what happened to the civilization that lived there? Piri Reis wrote in his notes that he did not create the map himself, but compiled it from 20 older source maps. He claimed some of these source maps dated back to the time of Alexander the Great, and perhaps even earlier. To draw a map this accurate, you need to understand spherical trigonometry and have the ability to calculate longitude perfectly. But human civilization supposedly didn't solve the problem of calculating longitude until the invention of the chronometer in the 18th century. Yet here is a map from 1513, based on sources from antiquity, that displays a mathematical precision we couldn't match until the modern era. And Piri Reis wasn't the only one. The Oronteus Finaeus map of 1531 also depicts Antarctica with ice-free rivers and mountain ranges. When you overlay these ancient maps with modern satellite data, the mountains and rivers align perfectly with the subglacial topography. This suggests that these source maps were saved from a legendary repository of knowledge, likely the Library of Alexandria, before it burned. When that library was destroyed, we didn't just lose books, we lost the evidence of a civilization that knew the true shape of the world. These ancient cartographers were merely copying fragments of a global map created by a forgotten precursor civilization. They possessed knowledge of the globe that shouldn't have existed, using instruments that history says hadn't been invented yet. It forces us to ask a terrifying question. Was there a technologically advanced society on Earth before the last ice age? Professor Charles Hapgood proposed the theory of Earth Crust Displacement to explain this anomaly. He argued that the Earth's outer crust can slip over the inner core, moving entire continents into different climate zones rapidly. This would explain how a tropical continent like Antarctica could be flash frozen and covered in ice in a matter of centuries. We find evidence of this flash freezing in Siberia, where woolly mammoths have been found frozen mid-stride with fresh grass still in their mouths. It happened so fast that the food in their stomachs didn't even have time to decay before they were encased in ice. We also see evidence of water erosion on the Great Sphinx of Giza, suggesting it sat in heavy rain for thousands of years. The alignment of ancient sites around the globe suggests they were built relative to a different geographic North Pole. From the Nazca lines in Peru to the megaliths of Lebanon, the engineering precision defies the tools of the time. Was Antarctica the home base of this lost civilization, a continent that was once temperate and habitable? Did they build cities on the coast of Queen Maud Land, cities that are now crushed under 2 miles of glacial ice? Modern satellites have detected massive geometric anomalies under the ice, structures that look suspiciously like pyramids. Thermal scans have revealed heat sources deep below the surface that cannot be explained by volcanic activity alone. If we could melt the ice, would we find the ruins of the people who drew the original source maps? Perhaps they were a seafaring culture, mapping the world's oceans long before the Egyptians or the Greeks. They understood the mathematics of the sphere, a level of knowledge that vanished for thousands of years after the cataclysm. The Piri Reis Map is not just a drawing, it is a time capsule, a message from a world that was erased. It points to a gap in our history, a lost epic where humanity rose to greatness and was suddenly destroyed. Geological records show that 12,000 years ago, the sea levels rose rapidly and the climate shifted violently. This cataclysm would have wiped out any coastal civilizations, drowning their cities and erasing their technology. The survivors would have been reduced to hunter-gatherers, huddled in caves, preserving only fragments of their knowledge. The ice sheets advanced, burying the evidence of the southern continent and turning it into a forbidden zone. Today, we look at the icebergs of Antarctica and see only a desolate wilderness at the bottom of the world. But under that ice lies the answer to who we really are and how long we have truly been here. The map remains in a museum in Istanbul, a silent witness to a history that science refuses to accept. It reminds us that our civilization is fragile and that the ice can claim us just as easily as it claimed them. This is Seen Beyond. The map is real. The history you were taught is incomplete.